modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.
Rich Rising Chichia, how are you? So I said I'll be live before 9 a.m. today. And I did a black power couple from New York from the 1700s, Hannah and Isaac Till. So I'm gonna just try to get see if more people are into the room, namely Keita, because I know she was gonna do somebody. Basic and Dread, I believe we're supposed to do two Black American women to highlight since they skipped out on the last live. They have to make up and spotlight their woman of choice. So let's see. I sent out some invites, so let's see who comes through. Oh, I don't own the copyright for the image. This is from a meme from years ago, and I found it in my memories. I said, I'm going to use this picture. I had a lot of great memes from my Pan-African days. Oh, happy Monday, Malik. And, but it's such a shame. They all have like the RBG colors and stuff. This is one that really doesn't have that theme, but it is about Black love, so. How have you been, Malik? So I'm going to tell you the theme for my past few lives since Black History Month and now it's Women's Month. We are changing that to Foundational Black American Women. And what I do, because New York is now known as Tetherville among some people, I'm destroying the narrative of Tetherville and I go to all periods of New York. I'm doing well. I'm going to all periods of New York from enslavement to emancipation, Reconstruction, and then, early, 1800s, 1900s. Whoever was instrumental in building New York, whether it was civil rights, whether it was music genres, whether it was abolition, a lot of our ancestors worked for the Underground Railroad. So I'm spotlighting those people, those who were instrumental in rebelling. The little lesser known talked about rebellions, because for New York, they always talk about the New York Slave Revolt of 1712, the 1741 conspiracy theory, and they also talk about the 1863 draft riots. But our ancestors had other ways of resisting enslavement, like setting little arsons here and there as a form of resistance. So I've been covering it all, trying to at least. How you been?
Oh, I've been doing good, just been chilling. About yourself?
I'm okay. Just doing this, doing the history thing.
Yeah, I
And
hear you trying to focus on a lot of foundational Black American women in the history of New York, which that's actually kind of cool,
yeah.
giving some representation for your city.
Yes, but last month it was men or women, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, well, let me say one, was like a sailor at the age of 16. So we had like a sailing culture up here that I really didn't look into until recently. Good morning, FBA soldier. But let me ask you, Malik, because you do a lot of history, like as far as music and stuff like that. Is there any foundational Black American woman or a power couple that you would like to spotlight today? And it doesn't
Oh,
have to be verbatim.
okay, in terms of music influence?
Anything you want, but I know you're really big with music.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of music courses, due to the my boy Dewan B, due to the foundational Black American music class. I just finished a class 9 on the neo soul era, and they were talking about how that mid 90s and the 2000s era, how they brought back real live instrumentation. And you know what? One honoree that who doesn't get enough credit for bringing back, being the architect is Angie Stone.
Correct. So does
Angie,
Dewan B hold the classes himself, or this is something you take elsewhere?
oh, he holds the classes himself. He actually has it on Patreon.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
you have to sign up for the membership for Patreon, and it has all his music courses on on Black American history of the music, and how the styles got created by different foundational Black Americans from different cities.
So it's not live classes, it's like pre-records.
Oh no, it is actual live classes.
Oh.
Once you actually sign up, you can if you have any questions to ask him, it's stuff about a certain topic on Black American music. He all you have to do is DM him in the QR code or Q&A the message area, and he will tell you. And he's from my city. He has great knowledge on Black American music a lot.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you are taking those courses. How's everything else?
Oh, that's cool. I've just been laid back. It's my weekend. Just chilling until I go back in on Wednesday.
That's a nice little vacation. Wednesday. My son had to get up and go in today. He didn't give me no grief about it though, but you could tell he was so tired. But I told him he's not gonna complain when them paychecks are, hefty.
Right, right. You're just trying your best as much as possible. In terms of getting money, because we living in weird times right now where everybody ain't making as much money like that. Things are overly expensive and stuff. So I feel his pain because
Things are too expensive. I don't
yeah,
know.
I agree. Yeah, that's why California is the most expensive state in the United States.
You sure New York ain't up there? For a studio, it's like 23 through 2,500. How much is it in Cali? Do you know?
For a studio, is on 2,800. Yeah,
Wow, they
yeah,
like neck and neck.
yeah. But California's been at number two in the last 25 years because due to people been moving to California. Is both the Bay and LA, and stuff. Because, warm weather. People come here for the weather, the opportunities, better living, and then it's just so expensive. People won't understand how expensive California till you actually live in it. At least I know because I'm born and raised in this.
Has it always been so expensive?
Not like that back then. Due to I learned about my FBA Angelinos that are older than me, they said it wasn't as expensive back then compared to it got to the last 30 years. It's-
So, have you been keeping up with your state's reparations case?
No, not really. I just been trying to give myself breaks a little bit, because I've been paying attention to a lot of this, media distraction, you
Hmm.
know, a lot of the Jesse Jackson funerals, trying to avoid the Democrat drama and stuff,
Right.
avoiding the midterm elections.
Well, why would you avoid the midterm elections? You don't plan to vote?
Mm, I'm gonna be honest with you, BX.
Hmm.
I don't see any benefits from both parties because they both white T supremacist run parties. They pretty much two of the same coin, you know. You know.
Well, I'd like to give you a little wind in your sails, so to say. State and local really impact your way of life, right? So there's a lot. There's about 400 politicians up for re-election. Let me tell you who has been muddy in the waters for both New York and probably Cali. Is up for re-election.
Who?
Yvette Clarke, head of the CBC, Congressional Black Caucus. I did look at Karen Bass, and I think she might be up for re-election, but don't quote me. So I'm not going to tell you to get up and vote. What I am going to do is tell you to do your due diligence. See if anybody who's problematic to your city, right, your way of life, you getting reparations or not, and your family and your and our Los Angelinos over there, if they're up for re-election, think about really voting, Malik. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because there's 400 seats up for re-election. We got a chance to get some of these people out, just like Jasmine Crockett got out. And I'm gonna leave it there. Okay,
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm glad Jasmine Crocker didn't win in Texas because if she would have won in Texas, she would have like wiped out all our FBA Houstonians down there. It took advantage of all the, the counties that are FBAs that been down there. So I'm glad she lost.
Yes, me too. Thank you, the Black Americans House.
So that's a good thing because like there's a lot of FBAs who live in those counties in Houston, like the Harris counties. And I think there was two more, but once that was done, I was like, that's a wrap. And you know what? I'm gonna try my best to see if we can get Karen Bass off the in power because she already ruined LA in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Just look and see if she's up for re-election or not. But I want to say this. I'm glad Jasmine lost too. I think this should be a wake-up call to all of the Democrats who are in office that we're getting sick of them and that you can do everything that you possibly can for the immigrants. And if you're Black American, more than likely they still won't vote for you. Because it was those people that should have came out in record numbers. She did everything for them. And is there a Republican Black caucus? Not that I know of. There's probably a caucus, but do the Republicans even have a caucus? Chichia says these same people have been arguing us down. Now look. She also said the Texas Black Dems are mad now. They're threatening to hold their vote. What vote are they holding?
Right, and Texas is a conservative state. They don't care about that liberal values and morals. They're very conservative
Unless
ass people.
there's a lot, there's some immigration down there, the Nigerians and all of that. There's a lot of people that come on here. You realize they're an immigrant and they say Texas. So I think everywhere in the nation is impacted. But there's also a Texan who is African who was running for office and he kept, I think you saw him, he kept FBA in his prompt. I think I blocked his page because I haven't seen it yet. I'm just saying remain vigilant because when these people come up for re-election, we might as well vote them out. Oh, they are saying they won't vote for Talarico. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Because you know what? As long as Jasmine ain't in that seat, what do I care?
Right. And you know what? The one thing they need to do to make sure they can boycott that dude out of office because them Africans in Houston, especially Nigerians, they've been giving our FBA Houstonians a lot of problems. They've been cosplaying
Really?
so heavy.
I'm pretty
I think we all have our different tethers, depending on where we live at in the United States. Like our
hmm
issue is more the Latino tethers and the Asian tethers in LA.
in LA. Okay.
Yeah. Versus, I don't know, in New York, you guys deal with all different types of tethers. I can't speak for y'all.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, everybody is an issue, even some of our people, because they are Pan African. I don't really call Latino tethers. I call them culture vultures. Tethers to me are the melanated ones who can really, really cosplay us, not just be white tea looking and then tell me they black and I know they not. You know what I'm saying? Those are
Right.
culture vultures. hmm
Right. Even
Yeah,
though I think of everybody
but
as a
that's just
tether,
me. hmm
because the way I look at it, I feel like everybody's a tether. If you're not a foundational Black American and you're undermining me, you're a tether to me. And that's the Africans, Caribbeans, Asians, and Latinos. They cosplay us too much.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's one thing I try to like get my people out here in LA on code too. Like especially the FBA Angelinos. It's a lot of off code
Rich
FBA and
Rising, Brad. I'm just saying Rich Rising. I think I saw Rufus peeking. Do you have your two women you would like to spotlight, Dread? Go ahead, Malik, sorry.
oh no, it's cool. Yeah, because like you say, you guys have that Pan African problem in New York. They off code, and then some of them are FBAs. It's the same thing out here. Some of them are kind of like Pan African slash Rainbow Coalitionists, and they kind of off code too. So it's like a 50-50 out here. Like you have some FBA Angelinos that are on code and they want to delineate, and then some of the other FBA Angelinos don't want to delineate. They want to undermine us too, just like the Tethers.
Yeah. Rich Rising Flim Stacks. Rich Rising to everybody who came in the room in case I didn't shout you out.
Hey, shout
Today
out to Dreads.
yeah, I'm doing a Black Power couple from the 1700s in New York. Y'all know my narrative is destroying my theme is destroying the narrative of Tetherville in New York. I think it's very important to get the word out. And so Malik, you're always welcome to come here when you see I'm live and come up with your woman of choice or your power couple of choice or instrumental foundational Black American from Cali. I think it's important. I put my panels on YouTube so other people do see it. I do get a good reception. I have a small following, but it's all organic growth. I didn't pay for no followers over there on YouTube. And I'm just happy with the way the channel is going now.
Right.
So
And you
always
know what? I have another shout out too from Cali,
go
and,
ahead.
and she played a big role of making downtown LA a big powerhouse, even during at the time in the 1830s. Um, the grandmother of Los Angeles, Baby Mason. So she's an important factor for Foundational Black American Women's History Month, because she became a big entrepreneur when it comes to like owning buildings, starting up businesses. Especially, she made downtown LA a powerhouse at the time, after when the city was discovered by Black founders. And she's a very important, like, if anybody wants to study like FBA history in Los Angeles, study Bibby Mason. She's very important.
So is that Biddy, Biddy, Biddy Mason?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Did she have something to do with the post office? Was that her?
Um, Not really. I think it was more like real estate. That's what it is.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Shout out to Biddy Mason.
yeah.
Divine honors. You know what? I'm saying shout out. Divine honors to Biddy Mason. Yep. If y'all
Right.
want in the chat, y'all could come up and talk with us. So other than that, how's everything going on? Any more concerts?
Oh, concerts from in general.
Yeah, because sometimes I would invite you to lives. You'd be like, not now, BX. I'm with my cousins. We're at a concert. BX, I'm at, I try to
Well,
keep you in the loop.
you know what? I'm about to go see another FBA icon for like this next Sunday. I'm actually going to go see Kim at the Blue Note.
Oh,
Yeah, I love Kim. Yeah, I never seen Kim live before, so it'll be worth seeing him.
yeah. Rich Rising. Chichia says it's working hours for her, so she's just listening. Rich Rising, Rufus, how are you?
Hey, Grand Rising. Hey, I'm at work, but I did want to come up and say good morning to you.
Mm.
I my type of job, I'm face to face with my customers in my
Oh,
line of work. So I don't be saying a lot, but I do appreciate your spaces. My woman of choice would probably be Betty Shabazz. She, like, for me, she epitomizes strength and courage and fortitude. She played her role very well, in my opinion. Um, but I have to get back with my customer. But yeah, I just wanted to jump up here and say good morning to you and whatnot. Sometimes I had my earbud in and I'd be listening, but I can't. Even when I want to, I can't say nothing. Because
I appreciate you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, yep, I'm gonna jump back down, but I just wanted to say good
Okay.
morning.
No problem. Have a blessed day. So Dredd said he has to walk the doggy really fast and hit Um, the Black American House. He says Francis Thompson, who was instrumental in the creation of the 14th and 15th Amendment. Now, you know you got to come up here and tell me about that now. The Black American House. That's not something you could just write in the comment. I was trying to get Professor Alon to do a constitution type class.
Nice. Shoot. I
Hmm.
got roots in Virginia in my genealogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
It's
Glad
kind of
to.
crazy, but but I'm good.
Ah. Tell us
But
about your two women. I see you have two women written down there.
yeah, the first one is Francis Thompson. Um, they were instrumental in the creation of the 14th and 15th Amendment after they testified. Um, it was during the Memphis massacre, which I think that occurred in like 1870. That was, I think it might have been exactly 1870, and it that specifically happened right after um, there was a specific town in Memphis where multiple free slaves came together and created their own town that I guess in a way garnered success during the Great Famine, and also at that time as well in the South there was the Reconstruction due to the burning of most of like the South when Sherman invaded. Um, so with the Memphis massacre, there was multiple YT, I guess that's probably what I should say, YT people that came through the town and burnt the town, and with her particular testimony, her and her friend were raped by seven YT men, in which out coming to find out, three of them were police officers. They broke into their house, demanded them to cook eggs, ham, and biscuits, and then raped them. And then before they left, they stole $300, which I think they were saying the amount to today's money was about the equivalent of $6,500, in which this was a part of both of their testimonies, which was a part of creating the 14th and 15th Amendment.
Oh.
Then,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
like they literally had to make breakfast and then,
great them.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's something in their DNA.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
And say the woman's name again, please.
it is Francis Thompson,
Yes, divine honors to Francis Thompson.
and
Right.
then the second one actually came from research. Interestingly, because I don't know if I told you, I used to live in Virginia, and I actually had a friend, and it's kind of crazy because they were wanting a little bit of help with their family tree, and found an ancestor of theirs that was a part of the electrification of like a town in like Northern Virginia that's right at the Dulles Airport. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is like a major international airport. And they even tore down some of the houses that were over there, unfortunately, to create different shopping centers. But their name was Hannah Notes. She was actually a part of the electrification of the rural Virginia, in which the article, I'm trying to remember the name of I'm trying to think. I think it was, let me actually go back in my notes to get the specific article, because it was something that was it was a specific journal that was created during the 1930s to showcase various parts of the U.S. that were being electrified at the time, and they showcased her particular town, and she was like one of the first people to like electrify her house. And then they talked about her being a laundress, where she would make where she would clean clothes for a living for people after electrifying her home. Being able to have like being able to like use a electric dryer. um, it was just so fascinating. And then coming to find out that she was subpoenaed to, let me actually go back down. She was subpoenaed to an alleged murder case where the NAACP was a part of representing. There was a black guy that was alleged of unaliving a YT woman and her maid in like a town about 30 or so minutes northwest of Herndon, that stayed at her house because she also was somebody who let people stay at her house um, during the time where like the Green Book era, like of the 30s, and even before and after that, um, where people would pay to stay at her house if they were coming into that area because it used to be a very rural area. And she was subpoenaed to that particular court case where they thought he actually had unalived this YT lady and her name and her maid. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm still doing research on that particular case because it seemed like one of the lawyers that was of the NAACP might be related to me because I'm seeing certain connections back to Georgia and to certain towns where my family is from, even include like my last name. I don't want to get it out because I know some folks be doxing,
I
but
understand. Protect your privacy.
yeah. Um, it was just so fascinating, like how it felt like it was a 180 with after doing this research about their family all the way in Virginia, even though I have very distant family that's in Virginia though. um
You know what part of Virginia your family came from?
I think that was like not Williamsburg, it was, let me actually go to ancestry right now. That will tell me everything. Because
Hmm.
I've been
Yeah.
using that for a while, some years actually. Um,
Yeah, because I got VA roots too. But
okay, but I mean, like this was centuries back. Um, this is on my paternal side.
oh, okay.
So I'm seeing here it was I won't say the last name, Robert, and then it is 1729 when they were born, and then 1781 they passed away in Wilkes, Georgia, but they were born in Stafford, Virginia.
Okay. Stafford. Okay. Yeah, because my grandma, she's from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but she lived there until she moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania during the Great Migration. Yeah, but my great grandparents though is definitely from Virginia, Virginia Chesapeake too, born and raised.
Okay. Now I have a cousin. She was from Georgia, but she moved there to Chesapeake for work. Um, that's probably the most of like close family that's in Virginia.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
now she married someone from there. I don't know all about their family if they were all from there. Um, but I did like living in Virginia. It was I loved a lot of the history um, of Virginia, even though I felt like certain things, just in general, not just only Virginia, but just with the South not liking to preserve historical houses that I felt that were necessary for preserving like history all throughout Virginia. Like I just thought it was so odd, specifically in Richmond, how they love to preserve all the I don't know if I can even say it on here, the CONFEDERATE
Yeah, I
like
feel you.
stuff.
Of course, they
And
very conservative down there with that. Yeah.
but they wouldn't want to preserve like plantation houses or so I know even in like Northern Virginia where the family I was doing research on for my friend, there were multiple houses or like churches that are gone at this point. Because I think even with some of the research I was doing on Hannah Noakes, the church that she went to, that she was a long-term member of, is not even there anymore. I think I looked on Google Maps, um, and I saw, I think it was 2009. I was able to try, like, because you know how on like Google Maps you can go throughout the years and look at the street view of the different time periods when of whatever was there on that particular street.
Right. I agree.
Like I was able to see um the church. I think it was like 2009 or it was something somewhere around there, and then it jumped to like 2011, and then it was already gone. It was something like that.
Oh wow.
Because
So
like
they
even mhm.
so they really got rid of those plantation sessions for real.
Yeah, yeah. And she was born, I think it was 1898, which is interesting because my maternal great grandmother was born in 1898, but in a different area of the South in Alabama. So
Alabama, okay. Yeah, Alabama though also don't get talked about enough either. Even
no, yeah,
because we focus on the same like the southern states like Louisiana, Texas, Florida, and maybe like yeah Georgia, but Alabama gets ignored a lot.
it does. I would probably say even Mississippi, and Mississippi has a lot. I will say that's probably one of the only southern states I would say, even though it's some I'll use easy word egregious stuff that happened. But it's very like I will say they have some pretty good preservationists there in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
definitely agree. Mississippi has a very deep history too. Like when you think about the Mississippian culture, the actual Mississippians, as a
mhm.
tribe, been there for thousands of years. The birthplace of the blues and the Mississippi Delta, in northern Mississippi.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very deep. It's like you have to be ready for it if you want to go down in that Mississippi, Alabama, and even Tennessee. It's very deep.
I wasn't even going that far. I wasn't going back to thousands of years. I was just talking about like within the past few centuries specifically. There are a
Oh,
lot of plantations that still have like their slave quarters on the plantation that you can still see. Some people, mainly folk, well, just about all of them are still owned by YT people, but they have. They have converted them into like cabins for
right.
people to stay, which kind of upset me. I didn't even realize that was a thing until I saw. I think it was a few years ago when Jill Scott had made it a point to talk about what happened when she. I don't know if it was there or in Tennessee that she went to, but it made me want to look it up, and they had a prevalent like scene there of converting slave quarters and making
Yeah,
them into cabins.
that always upsets me when I go to certain states in the South. Yeah, they want to keep the plantations as a like a trophy or museum. It's like it's not to be proud of. Like I just wish they would have got rid of it. It's it's very taunting, pretty much.
It really is. It really is. Oh, I forgot the other. Um, I think it was Frances Thompson. She was. I think they didn't have a specific date of birth for her. 'Cause I think it was she was born well before. Because she was born a slave, but um, she later on, due to emancipation, became free. I forgot to say that as well with that.
Right.
But it was really good. Um, I guess it was just so crazy thinking about how all of that happened. Um, and how much our people have endured on this land. But you have immigrants up in New York saying that we didn't build, like they saying that they
Oh,
built
why you gotta put
America.
New York in it now?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but
talking about Mandami specifically.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. Not all, because I understand. And that was what I was trying to say the last time was, I do understand the grievances on both sides from northern Black Americans from up north and down south. Cause I've seen the discourses that have happened over the years. Cause I'm thinking about even my own family that I have up in Detroit. They moved up there. Um, way I'm trying to think how long ago that was. That was during a Great Migration from Alabama to It was a split. It was some that went to Detroit and some went to Chicago, and
wow, that sounds
and
like the almost the same as my grandma. My grandma on my dad's side, she left
oh
Shreveport, Louisiana, to migrate to Detroit, and she lived there for
wow,
the first 15 years, and then after that, she came to Cali to LA in the 50s, where my
okay,
yeah, where my dad was born. He's born and raised here.
okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Good
And see,
morning, Derica.
I think it was
Good morning, Big Stepper.
I think it was my great grandmother's daughter. She moves to California, but I'm trying to figure out who I could even get in contact with to try to see, because I've gotten in contact on my maternal side, that family that's out in California, and we really hit it off the last family reunion. That was like in 2023. We had a big
Mm-hmm.
family reunion, and I think that was Kentucky. Yeah, that was Kentucky,
Good morning,
2023.
dear.
Okay, that's cool. At
And then
least
she,
at least you
mhm,
got together with some of your family members you never met.
yeah,
You know, that's a
yeah,
beautiful thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're from LA. Um, that's what it was. Yeah, LA.
Hello, oh
But I'm
yeah,
trying to find the family that's on my paternal side, because I know it has to be some family that's out there. Um, but she passed away years and years ago. But I think she did have she got married and she had children. I just don't know what who is all out there from that side of the family.
yeah. Because I'm born and raised in LA, so yeah, I kind of got like I think how many years in LA due to like my grandparents migrated here in the 50s. So
Okay.
like so
Okay.
yeah, so like maybe 80, 70 years. So going back to the early 50s, yeah. So I'm kind of like fourth generation because I'm born and raised in LA, in '97. So
Okay.
never, yeah, I never left. So it's kind of like yeah, I kind of have to be fourth generation maybe. Yeah,
Because
sounds
I
about
think
right.
So,
okay.
I'm sorry. Um, when y'all finish, I'm gonna read about Hannah and Isaac. I just sent invites out. Dre said he'll be back. Good morning, Miss Sweet. Where after he woke the dog, I don't know where everybody else is at. But I'm not gonna keep y'all because I know it's a Monday. Malik's home from work. You're probably working the Black American.
Yep.
So go ahead and when y'all land, I'll read about Hannah and Isaac, my power couple for today. Oh, I do have another prompt. I think I'll go live either tomorrow or Wednesday, and it'll still be another power couple if y'all want to come back with a power couple. But these they're called the Lions, and they will be from the 1800s. Hannah and Isaac are from the 1700s. See what I did there, y'all? Chronological order. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
see. I can see you went in order. Like you going back real deep, real deep.
I gotta come back the narrative that this is the land of the immigrants and stuff, or especially New York, you know. Some people say, it's full of tethers, y'all are weirdos up there, it's Tetherville. So I'm just trying, and a lot of our history may be in plain sight, but it's hidden. Does that make sense? Hidden in
Ye-
plain
It
sight.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
hmm
That's everywhere else. It's the same here in
In
California. Like,
Florida.
yep, in Cali they like to hit in our history too because they think it's always the other groups, but they think we didn't build California, especially black folks that were already in California already. And and sometimes we
Yeah.
have to like post a lot of stuff, and I be posting a lot of stuff on my city. Let them know,
The
like, nah, we
railroads out there were built by us.
mm-hmm. We built the railroads. That whole gold rush from the Bay to LA, that was all us. Indigenous black people that were already there, along with other black people who came from down south and the Midwest and all that migrated out here. And plus, they gotta study the trades, the interconnect slave trade. They gotta think about it. We was traded off everywhere. If you had an indigenous
Exactly.
If we had an indigenous ancestor, we'll say in Kentucky, we was going to get traded to Ohio. If we had an indigenous ancestor in Wisconsin, they would trade us out here in California.
I yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and y'all finish and read about Hannah and Isaac. I had to clear my throat. I'm sorry, y'all. And I also, because every time I do a deep dive on Yvette Clark, the recording gets so weird. So I have some information. We're going to do a compare and contrast because she got a delineation bill for the Caribbean in 2009. So I just want to read exactly what that is for everybody. This way, I'm still doing my deep dive on Yvette Clark, but it's just kind of, within this context, so that way the live won't get crazy. Because the ones I did on her before, it came out all messed up, talked like it was going in reverse. I said, what's going on with that lady? So, my foundational Black American power couple for National Foundational Black American Women's History Month 2026 is the Tills. So, to provide a comprehensive view of Hannah and Isaac Till, it is important to look at their lives as a blueprint for foundational Black American autonomy. During their era, they were legally identified as free Negroes or people of color. Their parental background and early life. Hannah Till was born around 1721 and she transitioned in 1826. Originally born in Delaware, she was of indigenous and Black American descent. She was eventually brought to New York slash New Jersey as an enslaved domestic worker. Isaac Till, little is recorded regarding his specific parental origins, but he was identified as a man of great skill who worked alongside Hannah in the Continental Army's culinary departments. Good morning, Simon. Do you have your homework?
Wow.
Yeah, but wait, I ain't finished.
You're not
Listen to what
finished.
they
Wait,
did.
there's more.
Yeah, there's more. There's more. There's more to the tip.
Here's more.
Um, So their activism and economic sovereignty. They underwent self-manumission. Y'all heard about gradual manumission when they gradually freed the enslaved population here in New York. So it says self-manumission. Their primary act of activism was the strategic purchase of their own lives. They negotiated a deal to keep a portion of their rental wages while cooking for General Washington and General Lafayette. Inner circle access. They used their proximity to the inner circle of the revolution to secure the legal paperwork necessary to be recognized as free Negroes by 1780. Mutual aid. They were original members of the Free, and it says African, y'all. It says of the Free African Society, a term used at the time, thank you, for the organization. Though the members identified as people of color, and you see they said that she was indigenous a few sentences above. So Simon would probably give us more insight on why they did that, which provided the first organized social safety net for Black Americans. Their spiritual practices. They went to an AME church and they were pillars there. They were instrumental in the founding of the Mother Bethel AME Church. They got some hoodoo in here. Hoodoo and indigenous roots. Given Hannah's background in the era, their spiritual life likely blended from formal Christian practice with the ancestral and indigenous traditions, often referred to as hoodoo. I keep telling people it's not West African. Common among foundational Black Americans of that period. So see y'all, even in the North, Simon, make sure you have your lady, okay? Hi, Ish. It's Women's History Month, but today we're doing Black love power couples. And today I'm speaking on the Tills, born in the 1700s. Little is known about Isaac, but Hannah was born in Delaware, but they were both enslaved here in New York. But they purchased their freedom. So, okay, and it says it was common among foundational Black Americans of that period. So yeah, even in the North, we had a form of hoodoo. So, and it also says faith as resistance. For the Tills, spirituality was the foundation of their activism. Their church was a hub for organizing and community care. So their services. So Hannah Till lived to be approximately 105 years old, becoming a legendary figure in the community. Service style. Their funeral services were held within the AME community. These were not just monuments of mourning, but homegoing celebrations that honored their status as Revolutionary WAR veterans and community elders. Their burial. Hannah was buried in Philadelphia, and her funeral was attended by prominent Black leaders of the 1820s, marking the end of a century-long life of resistance. Okay. What do y'all think?
That is wow.
Very
I'm
deep.
kind of speechless. Yeah, I'm like speechless a little bit.
Yeah, this is the stuff that should be at the forefront. Documentaries should be made, and et cetera, et cetera. Thank you, the Indigenous American, and thank you to everybody who gifted. So if y'all don't have any reflection on that, I'm gonna go ahead and read about Yvette Clarke because I gotta get this. I gotta make people understand this. I understand sitting out for the president, but midterms is what counts, and we got 400 politicians, I believe primarily Democrats, people who are in sanctuary cities, and I want sanctuary cities to end. If you're in a sanctuary city, you're probably wanting to end if you're in my room, because you already know what it's in for, right? We got to vote them out. So I'm gonna read about how Yvette Clarke delineated the Caribbean in 2009 and 2010. Y'all ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's get it. Representative Yvette Clarke authored H.R. 2071, known as the Caribbean Count Bill, in 2009. This legislation sought to require the U.S. Census Bureau to include a specific checkbox for Caribbean extraction or descent on the decennial census questionnaires. Okay, I'm making sure nobody pressed the the request thing. The mechanics of the Caribbean Count Bill. The bill was designed to address the statistical erasure that Clark and her supporters argued the Caribbean community faced. You see why I can't do one video because I be cursing. But I'm not going to curse here. So the problem, many Caribbean immigrants felt forced to choose between general racial categories like Black or African American without being able to specify their national origin or cultural heritage. Dual allegiance. The goal, by creating a distinct checkbox, the bill aimed to provide accurate data to help federal and state governments equitably distribute funding, resources, and legislative attention to Caribbean American enclaves. I told you the census is how they get them enclaves. The support. The bill was heavily backed by Carrot ID, a movement specifically organized to get Caribbean nationals counted as a distinct political and economic bloc. As Simon left, he got to hear this. The FBA Freedmen response and the silence. So here we go, y'all. The tension you are referencing stems from a direct comparison between the Caribbean Count Bill and the request made by foundational Black American and American descendants of slavery advocates. So they're saying that our advocates, FBA advocates and ADOS advocates, the request for a lineage checkbox, advocates for U.S. freedmen and FBAs have called for a similar census checkbox, specifically one for American descendants of slavery or foundational Black Americans. The argument, they argue that current census data lumps all Black people together, which masks the specific economic disparities, such as the wealth gaps, faced by those descended from U.S. chattel slavery compared to more recent Black immigrant groups. I'm not saying they're Black. This is what the resource says. Good morning, Mila. Good morning. Thank you. Okay. The utility. A lineage-based count is seen as a prerequisite for calculating and distributing reparations and other lineage-specific remedies. Why the criticism of silence? Critics of Representative Clark point out a perceived double standard, targeted identity. Clark successfully used her legislative power to advocate for a national origin checkbox based on her own heritage. Her parents are Jamaican immigrants, arguing that respect comes from census numbers, refusal to differentiate. When FBA freedmen groups asked for the same logic to be applied to their lineage to differentiate themselves from the broader African American umbrella, Clark and many of her colleagues in the Congressional Black Caucus have generally remained silent or opposed the idea. Pan-Africanism versus lineage. The CBC typically operates under a Pan-Africanist framework that views the Black community as a monolith for political purposes. Differentiating by lineage is often viewed by traditional leadership as divisive or harmful to Black political unity, even though Clark argued that differentiating Caribbean people was necessary for fairness. Current status. While the Census Bureau has made some updates to allow people to write in their origins, such as Jamaican, Nigerian, or African American, under the race question, they have yet to implement a lineage-based checkbox as requested by freedmen descendants. Representative Clark's continued focus on broad African American policy while maintaining her specific Caribbean count advocacy remains a major point of contention for those who believe the specific history and claims of U.S. freedmen are being ignored. Key takeaway, the silence is often interpreted not as an oversight, but as a deliberate political choice to prioritize immigrant origin recognition while resisting the specific lineage-based data collection that would facilitate a legal case for reparations. Thank you for the likes, Rich Rising, Rich Rising. Thank you for the heart meets. If you haven't done your heart meets, please do your heart meet. Also tap the screen. My page is private, so you won't be able to share, but I thank y'all anyway. for thinking about it. If y'all was thinking about sharing, I thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't see y'all in the box, so it took me a minute to request. I was reading my heart away, y'all.
Yeah, that was an interesting response letter. The- yeah.
Right, right. And then they be on this app, y'all want no vices. And then when I say what they doing to us in the government, so I always try to keep it to the government because they be getting on me about my family dynamics, my children. They act like my children are newborns, right? My children are grown adults. And my children will come up. It don't make sense to lie about who my children's fathers is because they'll come up here and they'll be like, "Look, my father is Jamaican." Like that's just dumb. That's not something I'm gonna hide, right? But that don't mean that I'm gonna choose Jamaicans over foundational Black Americans. Like, let's be for real. They are literally systemically. I'm getting all tongue tied because I'm pissed. I want to curse. Systemically harming us. Let me say this again. This ain't just community issues which you may have stepped on my foot, didn't do my hair or my eyebrows correctly. This is systemic harm that their people are causing us. And all they could tell me is it ain't everybody. And when I say, okay, it's not everybody, but let's stop talking now. Let's get to some action. And this is the opportune time. Yvette Clarke is up for re-election. But before we got to this point, I asked a few, would y'all vote in a manner that's more conducive and fair to foundational Black Americans, meaning you vote your people out? Yvette Clarke gotta go. One just had almost crashed out. No, I ain't gonna do it. And then one was like, I don't think you could tell me how to vote, or I can't help you organize how to vote. And I'm like, these dummies.
No, and you know what's
Hey,
crazy
Ish,
too?
good morning.
You know
Uh-huh.
what's the crazy thing? No one says nothing when
What?
they want to identify with their ethnic group, but when we want to identify with ours, it's a problem. It's a problem with
Yeah,
everybody. It's like we want to separate ourselves. We have our own ethnic group and our own identity, and we don't want to be lumped in with these different melanated people who are not from our background.
yeah.
It's-
But the Black American House, you have anything you want to say about what I just read, or can I just go ahead up there to Indigenous and Ish?
You can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, Indigenous.
Good day. I
Good
just
day, Rich Rising.
yes, I just came up to support. Keep reading. Like I said, I'm loving this. Well, keep going. I'll chime in and good
Oh, no
greetings to everyone.
problem.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all I have for now. I'll come back because I'm going live tomorrow. It'll be another Black Power couple.
Okay.
But so Hannah and Isaac are from the 1700s. I'll be doing a couple from the 1800s. I'm trying to destroy the narrative of Tetherville, which some have nicknamed New York, because we built this nation, especially New York. So I'm just picking pivotal Black Americans throughout various histories of this nation. So that's what I started there, and then I went to Yvette Clarke and the Caribbean Countdown. Because every time I tried to do one video about her, I start cussing, and then I uploaded another one, and it started talking like it was in reverse. Somebody was like, "That's demonic," and then I thought about it. I said, "She probably is demonic, and so the soul. That's why she got in the but allegedly TikTok." But hi, Ish. Before I go off on a rant,
Good
And
morning. Good
Rich
morning,
Rising.
DX. How are you
Good
guys?
morning.
That's right. I gotta
Okay.
I gotta
Hey,
get out of the good morning thing and start saying Grand Rising much better. Yeah. Happy Black American Women's Month, by the way, everybody.
Yeah.
BX, this is excellent. I'm actually really glad that you're doing this because I learned some things.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, this is wonderful. Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Black Love. Good morning, Simon. I see you came. I actually came in. I came in because I saw that Simon I saw Simon's thing first, and I was like, "Oh, he's in here with BX. This is great." I'm glad I didn't miss your room this morning. No, but thank you for inviting me up. I'm actually getting ready for work, so I'm just gonna listen, and I appreciate you as always.
I appreciate you too. Hi, Simon. I just read off the Caribbean Count Bill by Yvette Clarke. And her response, and it did state, everybody will tell you that she was able to get the Caribbean checkmark box lineage based on the census in 2009. She authored the bill, and when U.S. freedmen descendants asked her, for help, some have opposed when we ask them people, right? Some oppose it, outright oppose it, and some just don't respond.
Well, risings to you, Sister
Well,
BX,
rising,
the Ish,
rich rising.
Indigenous, the whole family. Yeah, I'm. I guess I'm a little privy to that information. Yeah, it's just funny. When it's us, when it's them, they can do it. But I'm actually glad she did that. Back then, because um, it shows that they didn't understand that they kind of have no power, no way, when it comes to this whole delineate. They want to delineate first, and yeah, we're just following suit. Um, that homework you asked me to do, I did not do any of it this weekend. I had another project that uh it's just I be juggling
Request
stuff.
that when you're ready, Dread. You don't have to make no long speech. I didn't see you online. Was it yesterday? I didn't really see you online yesterday or Saturday, so I know pretty much that you're busy. But when you left and said I'll be right back, you could have looked up something. But nah, I ain't gonna get on
A
you too
couple.
tough. Um,
You
I'm
said I
thinking
could have.
tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm gonna come back with another. I got another prompt already, a really nice prompt ready too. Another Black Power Couple Day, so you could come back and just have like triple homework.
Oh, can I? Damn,
Why,
you're gonna
Simon? You
have
know so much about Black American history. Why don't you give us an inventor right now? Pop quiz.
what? Just
No
a.
problem, Ish. Huh?
So Venture that um I'll just go with Mark Dean right now since we in this technological age, like Mark Dean and his innovation on the computer itself, this computer monitor. Matter of fact, what's the all right, so there's a gentleman, his wife is on um Housewives of Potomac. She had just got out of jail. But her husband, I forgot his name. He's the one who actually invented the laptop. Specifically, I forgot his name. It's a gentleman who his wife is, I believe his wife is the young lady, the elder that just got out of jail. I think her name is Karen. Real Housewives of Potomac. But the gentleman that she's married to, I should look this up real quick. Hold on, give me a second.
Rich Rising Dread.
Hey, good morning, Grand Rising, everybody. Grand
Oh,
Rising.
okay,
Hey, what up,
period.
Dreads?
What's going on, Malik?
Not much, Just on the Monday talking about history.
Yes, indeed, man. How's everything in California, man?
Same old, the same old mess. Trying to survive out here.
Yeah, man. I heard y'all governor been messing things up out there, man. That's a subject for another day, but yeah, while we waiting on Simon got a phone call or something, huh?
He's
I
looking
I
at his
know
homework
I I
assignment.
I think
I
He looked
he's
up
know
his homework assignment.
I know who I want to spotlight.
Go ahead.
I want to spotlight Marie Van Britten Brown, who invented the home security system, the modern home security system. Before she did that, people were pretty much doing the Home Alone method. You got to set booby traps around your house. You know what I'm saying? You got to set booby traps around your house like Home
Not booby
Alone.
traps.
Before she invented that the home security system. And so she's a very important. I'm gonna say her name again for the people that are listening. Marie Van Britten Brown. So she invented the modern home security system. And my other person I want to highlight, because I think I'm gonna cut my locks this year, is Sarah Good. She invented the synthetic bristle hairbrush. So before you would have to like get like actual animal hair, like boar bristles or something like that, and she invented the synthetic bristle hairbrush. So I'm gonna have to probably get one of those when I brush these waves in when I cut my locks this year.
Oh,
Come
so
on,
you
man.
cut your
Amazing.
dreads?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
All
cut them.
divine honors to the ancestors that you just venerated. What do you mean cut your dreads? How long have you had them? Your locks. How long
Yeah,
have you had them?
20, 2010, I think.
Huh?
I think since 2010, I think.
So about 15 years.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a long
Wow.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Why you cutting them?
I mean, it's just been so
Don't tell me it's a
long. You know what I'm
girl.
saying? It's like,
You
Been
know,
so long.
you probably
yeah,
got a Delilah in your
like
life.
that.
Women do stuff like that.
What? Cut their locks off?
No, tell a man he look better with his hair cut.
Well, I have had some. I mean, I did a poll on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I had like a few people say that I need to cut it. I did,
What?
but it's on me though. It's just a lot to to upkeep. They getting heavy. Like
Rich
these jumps
Rising
long.
Alley.
Yeah, they long and heavy. It's a lot of upkeep. You know what I'm saying? With such long locks. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, all right. Well, I still think it's a woman telling him to put his hair
it might. Well, like I said, it's a poll on my Instagram. And like I had some people vote. I think the poll's still up. Like you can go to my Instagram and vote, but you can vote for me to not cut it.
What's the consensus? Is it more don't cut or
I
more
think it, I
cut?
think it was more people saying don't cut it though.
Did you
Yeah.
give us your thoughts on Jasmine Crockett losing? You didn't, right?
Oh no, I didn't get a chance to yet, but on that subject, I saw Simon come back, man. I'm not trying to take all Simon's time.
Well, he went
That's my
back on
bad.
Teacup.
Yeah,
He must was
uh,
having a hard time finding the information.
yeah. So on Jasmine Crockett losing her seat, let me tell you where she went wrong. She went wrong by putting her faith in another people group who do not have the loyalty to her as a voter base. She expected the Latino voter base to come out and support her. And if given an option between a black woman and somebody else that's not a black woman, they're definitely not going to vote her in. You know what I'm saying? So That's what happened, you know.
Because
Yeah, I'm
Hispanics
glad
are
she lost
very.
in Texas.
I'm so happy too. Because Hispanics are very conservative at the core. I don't care if they from Guatemala, Mexico, Peru, Chile, Argentina. They very very conservative, and they all about the about like that type of society.
So you're
Yeah,
Um,
saying that so do you feel that the sister girl antics hurt her, even though up here in New York they act like that, and they probably don't realize they acting like that. They really just don't like when we act like that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
But yeah, that
That
I mean, you're absolutely right. I don't know if the sister girl antics hurt her. I think more importantly is that they had somebody else that they could vote for that didn't look like a black woman. You know what I'm saying? They said, "Oh, there we go. We got one, y'all," and that was it.
yeah.
right.
Well, Brother Simon has reappeared.
Hey, what's up,
Simon.
Simon?
What's up, Dread man? I'm on the opposite side of brother Dread. I'm not cutting my locks. I'm gonna let mine just chill. So yeah.
Yeah.
But that but I
Hold
say
on.
I did
How long you had yours?
um I want to say I don't know 2015, 2014, something like that.
Okay, that's a good amount of time, man. Yeah, that's a good amount of time, man. Mine since 20. I don't know if you heard it because you were on Teacup, but man, I had mine since like 2010, man. So
Oh, where you had just for a minute. Yeah,
yeah,
I think I grew attached to mines because um like I learned how to repair mines. So like like when you got like sometimes they're thin out, right?
yeah.
Depending on who you got doing them. But like I learned my own crochet, how you say it, crochet? I
Crochet.
learned my own crochet like technique. Like I know how to work my needle
Yeah,
to keep mine as like a
I,
kind of
I
chill.
I know what you're
So,
talking about. Like how
yeah, that just
the tip
became a
might
thing.
the tip might get weak and break or something like that. I know what you're talking
Exactly,
about.
yeah. So I was able to retain and I don't know, like that. It just kind of became it became like a habit. Of, what they call it on? They be saying it's a little stem or it's like a relaxation thing. Like you feel me? So I don't know. I kind of got attached to myself. Actually, I'm comfortable with my lock slates. I know some people get tired of the whole uh back and forth when it comes to their hair. But
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you're a grown man. And sometimes I don't know. I guess it get old or whatever, or you make your own decisions. But
Yeah.
um,
You know
best
what? You know.
best of
You know
decisions to
what
make,
though?
man.
Like I almost cut mine for the purposes of work, like you know what I'm saying, and all that. And then I was like, you know what? If I find a company that accepts I'm a black man with locks, you know what I'm saying, then I found the right company. So I kind of used them and kept them as a litmus test to see if people are actually discriminating against me because of my locks and because of me being a black man, you know what I'm saying? So that's one reason why I kept them because I felt like I would find better companies, you know what I'm saying, if I kept them, interview with them and things like that, you know. So yeah, it can be like a good thing, as well. So
you can
I think
be
in this political, I think in this like political, like, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you
I
good. I
think
was
like in this
always
political step that we're taking forward, I think the brothers with locks may have a little bit of an advantage actually, especially when it comes to our ethnic group.
yeah,
Um,
and, and
as when it comes to standing, you
yeah,
start speaking and you have that. I don't know, it's just that look of power to me, that look of understanding, emotional intelligence.
yeah,
Uh, Yeah, I feel like that whole idea of walking around with a Caesar and bald head, just like that was something that was early in this 40s and 30s where everybody had to have a shortcut Caesar to feel like they was ahead.
Yeah,
Like I say it's each his own, bro.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
That's two brothers talking about hair care and culture. Ah, I love to see it. I love to see it. Simon's already taken ladies on YouTube, but Dred is a bachelor, okay? The one who said he's going to cut his hair. He's a bachelor. So comment in the comment section if you would like a date with Dreadhead Kingpin before he becomes Ballhead Kingpin.
Yo, you never know. It might be Wavehead Kingpin or something like that. You know what I'm
A
saying?
wave head. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Look, are you gonna cut it like all the
That's
way, or are
right.
you gonna cut it halfway?
I was thinking about cutting it all the way initially, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like, it changes your hair texture when you have your hair locked for so long or whatnot. Um, so I was thinking about cutting it all the way and then letting it grow out a little bit, maybe. So I'll probably like do waves or something.
I know
I
my
feel you.
wave. I know my wave game would be crazy right now, though. Your wave game might be crazy. Like you right, it do change your pattern of your hair. I don't
Yeah.
know if I ever, yo, the wave game is gonna be something. Yeah, you're gonna be dizzy. I had waves before I grew my locks out.
hmm
So
Yeah, I went from braids. I went from
These
braids to locks
brothers
actually.
taught me.
So I went from waves to braids to locks. So I had braids.
Yeah, I got braids myself. So I've been in my braids since like I'll say 2017.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a while. Yeah, I had twisties a little bit, or small locks, freeform locks, and then I went to braids, and ever since then I've been with braids ever since then.
Yeah.
Simon, would you like to enter your homework into the chat?
yeah, we can Yeah, we'll celebrate Sister Valerie Thomas. She engineered 3D vision, 3D technology into NASA, which was later used in movies and just a bunch of different graphics, a bunch of this AI, uh, especially movies like Avatar and stuff. So would definitely give credit to Sister Valerie Thompson. And the dude that I was, well, it's women history, so I'll save that for another time. I found his name though, but yeah, well, I give the
Well, go
credit.
ahead and enter it into the chat because you already brought him up, right? And we did say, even though it's Women's History Month, we were going, Black American, we don't leave one without the other. That's why I got the power
So
couple
yeah,
day
that's why we do the power
today.
couple. Yeah, so I mean, they're not a couple, but it's one man and one woman. So the male's name is Raymond Huger, and he actually invented all of the micro technology like with the lithium battery and like a lot of the smaller components that literally took your desktop computer and made it into a laptop. Is the reason why you could like carry around your laptop, your little MacBook, or even smaller systems like your iPad and things like that. So it was an innovation that made the computer more mobile, in a sense.
I'd love to hear it. I want to switch gears right on into politics. We have over 400 representatives up for re-election. Yvette Clark and AOC. Good morning, Shavu. Are two very problematic from New York. Shadow Band says that I should throw my hat in the ring, so I looked it up, and I would be required to get a certain amount of signatures by April because I would represent the Bronx, right? But I would be going up against Richie Torres, who's an Afro Latino, who's also on the Congressional Black Caucus in New York. Simon, with your political, is it astuteness? What do you think, or do you have anybody who would be perfectly more prepared than me, a total basket case, but willing to take a leap of faith to try and knock the Democrats down another notch? What do you think about us running for office, Simon?
Yeah,
Good morning, Sister
I think this is
Keisha.
the time. I think I throw my hat in the race where I'm at probably around next year, just to do it like that.
But it's the
But
midterm.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Do
No,
they
if
have this
you're
every year? Like,
no,
tell me what I'm missing.
no,
Uh-huh.
you're on point. I'm too late for mines too, is what I'm basically saying. And now it's just
Ah,
different where we at. But in your in the Bronx, I mean, yeah, I think I don't think you're a basket case. I think that it would take someone like you to say the right type of things that would make him freeze. Like in a debate, um, yeah, I think the questions should be asked. He's gonna freeze up. You're gonna correct him. And how you answer, he's gonna sit around and have no type of uh. He's gonna say African a whole lot, and you're gonna be able to correct him on that African thing. And yeah, his struggles, and as a a immigrant, he had never um fight for your justice. He's only fighting for immigrant opportunity. These are not the same things. And
top of the morning, phenom. He's Puerto Rican, if not mistaken. So you know they'll pull a I'm American too card.
I
He
mean
has
that's
skin is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I believe he's Puerto Rican. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I just feel like if it's gonna if somebody has to stand on lineage, if that's the if that's the route that you being led to, yeah, sure, why not? I think a lot of us gonna have to end up making a political stand and running in office too,
Good
for a lot of our
morning.
towns.
So here's the issue, right? I'm trying to gear people up to understand that um when you
How many
complete a
signatures
cycle.
did they say you need?
Oh, I gotta look into that. Well, me and you gotta collaborate on this anyway, because you the only one I know that. Well, besides, I think issues in the box. Like you know what it takes to lobby, so you gotta really walk me through this. You're my coach. You're my coach, Simon. My mentor and my coach. Okay. I almost lost my damn train of thought. Where was I going? I hope I don't do this on the campaign trail, y'all. Oh, I've been trying to get people to understand that state and local midterms really count. Now we got 400 people up for re-election, and when you complete a cycle, means that you're more than likely never to complain about that again. You may say, "I remember this," but it won't be a complaint. Now, if we sit home, we're gonna go through the cycle of what? Complaining about the CBC. If we shake them up and get Yvette Clark out of that damn seat, oh, I might not have to hear everybody's complaint. Now, I'm not telling you if you don't vote, don't complain. I'm just saying, think about ending this cycle. Please, again, think about ending this cycle where we got to read stuff that Yvette Clark did over a decade ago that's still impacting us today and complaining about the CBC. She's the head of the CBC. She is the head of the Caribbean Caucus. She is the head of the Haitian Caucus. And what do I always tell y'all? Oh, wow, damn, Keisha. What do I always tell y'all? New York tethers are doing the most and they have the power of media. That's why it seems like they outnumber foundational black Americans. Can I get a one in the chat if y'all heard me say that? That black Americans in New York need the power of media. Do you know what Yvette Clark founded? The Caucus of Multicultural Media and something or another. She gave them the power of media. That's why we could look at News 12 and see the Caribbean alongside some Latinos, another Caribbean, group, talking about our reparations. And when foundational Black Americans are asking why are y'all talking about our reparations, they're giving them pushback. Talking about a Caribbean girl is a journalist student, and I had to get in there saying, and there are plenty of Black American journalists, students who could have been afforded the opportunity to talk about one of the most historic events in our lifetime for our ancestors. No need for y'all to have the Caribbean there. So Yvette Clarke, we're gonna run through this again, y'all. She's on the CBC, the Caribbean Caucus, the Haitian Caucus. She's also on the Congressional Caucus for progressives, Black women and girls. She made the caucus of multicultural media, something or another. Has the record number, or she's holding the record for the most memberships of caucuses, y'all. So
Oh, Sister
I'm gonna say this
BX,
again.
Sister BX.
Let me land. Let me land. I'm gonna
Okay.
throw my hat in the ring, but I want y'all to still mail in ballot, because we could close out the cycle of Yvette Clarke if we just vote her out. She's up for re-election. I land. Go ahead, because I
Yeah.
could go
So
all day with
the
this.
C, I think we're misunderstanding how the CBC and all these other caucuses work. These things are not, um, they're not voted on by the public. The CBC and all these other caucuses, these things are she was placed in that position. They're just they're like nonprofits, like even the
So wait a
NAACP.
minute, wait a minute. It's congressional, right? She has a congressional seat. If we vote her out of Congress, will she be there the next day after the election? Well,
Okay, yeah,
what would
you have
she
to
have to
vote
do,
her out
Simon?
of, yeah. So, but she's on the federal. She's on the federal, right? She's in federal. She's in the
Well,
federal
yeah,
Congress
she's in a
district.
few positions. Yeah, and she's also in New York over like District 9 or some shit.
So she's a
She's on a
federal.
district in New York.
She's not just a state rep. She's a federal representative, right?
Yeah, I believe
I
so. I don't think
believe
she's just a
so.
state representative.
I know
She goes to
AOC
Cap.
is
Yeah,
federal.
she goes to Capitol Hill.
Yeah, she goes to Capitol
Ah,
Hill. So
so what happens?
yeah, her and AOC, and you said they're
Are
up for
both up for
re-election this year.
re-election. Yes, this year. I looked into it.
Yeah, it's just a big number that it's kind of, I don't know, just from my I'm not from my understanding of how it works is the same way the DNC chose that Spanish dude, that white boy down in Texas,
hmm
by flooding them with money, is the same way the DNC chooses these people to flood them with money. I do
Okay.
I do agree with you on the second part when it comes to
Which
the
was.
media, when it comes to the
hmm
media and the voice. I don't think they have a, and I get it, like you're in the state, so that is your district and your heart, but outside of New York, um those media stations, and when immigrants talk, they're not heard as loud as, even I feel, just even when people are on the internet, FBA, the Black American Negro, Freedmen, when we talk, uh it gets
I'm
more
deducting
attention.
points from Simon's uh, overall score today because he's just being a Debbie Downer
No,
for me
I mean,
today.
it's
Okay,
I'm just
I
saying,
get what you're
the only
saying,
why I'm
and
saying that because April is right there and it's already March.
right, you're right. So I may have to just get on the campaign trail next time around, but we could still. This is what I want to do.
No,
If
what
the
I'm saying is you
Democrats
have
ain't
to
scared,
go ahead.
wait,
My
Simon, let
bad,
me
go
get
ahead.
it out. I'm still giving my all, but I'm saying let's be realistic with it too. It's right there. Everybody knows the candidates already. So I'm basically going up against powerhouses. If I could get the signatures to get on. Okay, so I got that. I got that, Simon. What I'm trying to say is this. Sometimes we may not get the desired results, which would be to get them off or out of their seats, right? But can we shake them up like we shook up Jasmine Crockett? They got to get a message because Yvette Clarke can hear 76% of Black Americans are really standing 10 toes down for the SAVE Act, and she had a hissy fit about she didn't believe it. She needs to understand times have changed and we aren't voting the same. She can no longer count on the Black American vote. I want to shake up the Democrats. If nothing else, they got to get a message. Why? They're never going to talk about us in the forefront unless it's to tether on the immigrants. They got to understand we are demanding our own ethnic autonomy. We got to start doing something other than complaining. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, no, I agree with you fully. What I'm trying to kind of
Mm-hmm. Have fun.
strategize, what I'm trying to just strategize is that these caucuses only getting rid of Yvette Clarke doesn't technically um get rid of the problem. They'll just put another immigrant inside her spot. The issue is that Black Americans don't have a separate landing, politically landing area, which I mean that's what we're growing, but that's more of the issue. It's having a new political landing. This Democrat Party is an immigrant LGBT party now. It has no place. What can happen um, is I think we do need to, I would say, yeah, just start with the media side. Because one thing's for sure and two things for certain, when we talk, everybody listens. When they talk, nobody give a damn unless we acknowledge it. If Black Americans don't acknowledge when other people talk, nobody's gonna hear. Everybody else is a fallen tree in a forest with nobody around unless we go in the forest and say, "Hey, look at that tree that fell." If we don't, if we use the media, we create our media um presence. And this is something for you too, Sister BX. I haven't even exposed it to you yet, but because it's just not time. But that it's people are working on getting this stuff kind of put together more so that the media side and the just the outreach, the message in our outreach can be found better and somewhere where we can hear it. Because yeah, we're dealing with immigrants that are putting their opportunities before our justice. What we need also is to be able to sue these people and get in. And under this administrator, I want to get all of these caucuses dismantled. They shouldn't even be a part of our nation. If you want a Caribbean caucus, go open it up in one of your Caribbean nations. You want a Haitian caucus? It should be illegal to open up all these separate caucuses because all these caucuses
Exactly.
are extensions of their fucking embassy. If you got a if you
Okay.
got a if you got a Jamaican embassy, you shouldn't have a Caribbean caucus. If you got a Haitian embassy, you shouldn't have a Haitian caucus either. These are just they're
She's
trying to
on the Haitian caucus.
but I understand that because Democrats put her there. They allow her to
I get
do that.
that too. Hmm. Can I ask you a question though? I don't mean to cut you off because you're very knowledgeable and I'm just like really hyper right now because I just sometimes we could over strategize. I think some things we could just got to be, just jump the fuck off the porch already. Because they had so many years to do some damage. They need to be shaken up. Now, I don't expect immediate results, and I don't expect her being out of office to immediately clear up that Caribbean count bill or the numerous other bills that she has been able to get for them, right? What I do want is to give them a clear message. Because I could tell by Kamala and Obama at what's his name? Jesse Jackson's funeral, they ain't get the message yet, Simon. That's all I'm saying. I just want to send a message, brother.
And that's what I want. Like they
Thank you.
absolutely are seeing the message. Like the message is being absolutely heard. Like I want to like kind of get that out there too. We can't keep saying they haven't seen the message. What's going on right now is they're panicking. They could ignore the message all they want, but it's they're seeing it for sure. If I was gonna jump off the porch, I wouldn't. I would jump off the porch. I would. You in New York, I would probably get with the U.S. Freedmen Project and see if they're turning to the Freedmen Nation Party or the Freedmen Project Party, like or the
Oh,
Freed.
become their own
Just become
candidate?
your own party, yeah.
Mhm.
Because then what happens is now you really want to see them shake. Give black people somewhere else to vote. You have to understand our people don't want to vote. They don't naturally in 2026.
Mhm.
They don't know the difference between Republican and Democrat. That's actually a good thing. You give them somewhere new and somewhere familiar. You give them somewhere new and
They
familiar
be
to
taking their
vote.
boots. Yeah.
Just give them somewhere new and familiar. When you
Well, you
give
know the
them somewhere
Redemption
somewhere
Party is
new
in
and
New York, right?
familiar. I'm sorry, what you say?
The Redemption Party is in New York, if not mistaken. So Sister Keisha is in the chat, and she says we tried it with the Freedom Party, and it's very difficult to fight the Democrats. Ah,
So yeah, I understand what I think, Sister Keisha. Right? We Sister Keisha's been in this transition, this battle for a while, for years. I
yeah.
think she's one of our originals, probably like from 2018, 2017.
Hmm.
We tried things early, right? That don't mean just because it failed then that it'll fail again. We try. I think right now, all Black Americans have to do is recycle what we did in the beginning. Because in the beginning, yeah, we didn't have enough steam, but we built the train and we just pushed it down the road, and it was like we didn't have enough coal to push that engine through. I think right now, and so yeah, so of course the Democrats at the time, they had their enough of our people wasn't even um aware what a freedman was, what a foundational Black American was, and how African American is an erasure term. I think it's just recycling time. It might just be we're to the point where yeah, we could redevelop a whole bunch. We know how to innovate, we know how to redevelop. But is it the time to just recycle what was done already? Because
You know.
now I feel like in many of these states, because we have celebrities and we have church folks now that's kind of whispering and tuning in. It might just be
Legalizing
recycling
stuff.
time. How do you what do you think about that, BX?
So I can agree with you. I remember years ago, and it had to be about 2015, 2016. Me and my older cousin, he is Pan African, so it was way before I even knew what delineation was, right? And he was saying that we could. Oh, Sister Keisha got the answer. 45K petition signatures from a county in the state, and there are 67. Okay, so listen. He was telling me we could revive an old party that fizzled out. Because me and my older cousin talked about it. It didn't go past the talking stage. I think I may have did just a little bit of research, right? Um, and so this is what I say too, from experience. I'm really Rarely. I'm really wrong. I'm just too early. And what I mean by that is I was swinging with my head down, windmilling on Facebook for Black Americans to boycott nail salons, boycott the Asians, boycott this. I was on a one woman boycott because I had to sleep better at night. At the same time, I didn't know Sister Brooke was physically shutting down the Asian store. Partly the reason why I was up here boycotting. I was just too early and not tapped in, right? And the hardest people I had to go up against was my own people, right? But what I tell y'all today, I've been boycotting the Asians since 2016. I've been boycotting the Africans since 2023, way before they decided to call this 1 month boycott for the African hair braiding shops, right? So some of us are early. So when everybody else comes to their own awakening, and now we can move better as one unit, that's called recycling for some of us. Because then you damn right, it'll be recycling what was done before, but it'll work the next time because more are on board. More on board. Does that make sense? Right?
Did I miss anything, y'all?
I don't know. I said a lot.
Yeah, I think you missed. I kind of recap because I was just gonna go off of what. So yes, Sister BX. I think that's the transition that we in when it comes to next steps. I think we've done we've done probably a 50-step thing within these last 5 years, right? And those 50 steps that we did made a big they have already made a crazy impact. It's literally Black Americans that got Sinners and Ryan Coogler and all of them their Oscars, and I mean or their awards they've been getting. It's us, because these people are listening to us speak. They literally are looking at the accuracy of certain things, and they are, if they don't want the backlash, then they have to, research it and see there's no lie behind it. The fact that in the last 5 years in our 50 steps we've reignited the understanding of our heritage flag, our Black American heritage flag. We've given our children, the generation behind us, something to pin to their chest and pride. We have Beyonce bring out the Juneteenth flag at one of her concerts. We had Lizzo just pull out the Black American heritage flag in her concert. There's a lot of we have different states and counties that are raising the Black American heritage flag during uh, Black American Heritage Month. Yeah, we still have to get that Pan African flag removed from us completely, but a lot of this stuff is one bite at a time. And so that's what I said. I think the 50 steps we done in the past 5 years, I think it's recycling time now. Whatever we did before that was working, that we thought that they pushed us to the side and it defeated, just retry it again and see how many people now want to hear how you stand on business, because we don't sound as crazy or divisive as people claim that we do. We're not divisive people. We are people that are being stern and being clear. Our clarity makes us sound like we're being divisive. No, we're being clear. And the children want clarity, the adults clarity, the young adults, the middle aged, everybody's just looking for clarity, especially with this administration. Understand that we're with an administration that people seem to not have no answers to nothing, but Black American do. Why if the Black American person has answers during this administration? Why every time a Democrat sends out something to try to give a message is just very confusing and doesn't make any sense? Like, these are the questions you kind of got to ask yourself. Why are immigrants keep coming to our panels and our spaces, always asking questions, trying to find out, because the Democrat Party isn't even feeding them correctly the information. So yeah, me personally, I think it's just recycling time. So whatever the U.S. Freedmen Project did before, I think they should just try it again. I think they'll get more donations this time. I think you'll find that the Black Americans in New York will galvanize, and you may get a little bit more support. I think once you, and I think this big thing, this will be our time to erase African American from our terms, and but with explanation in detail, like
You know
you
what,
detail it.
Simon? Did you hear me reading? And they identified Hannah as Black American and indigenous, but then turned around and said she was part of some African society. And I said that you would probably be able to provide more clarity. And this was in the 1700s to the 1800s, right? They were identifying our people correctly. This is why I say the tribes in the North, I think, are a little different than tribes elsewhere, because you could see Flavor Flav say he shouldn't have cocked. You could see ODB when he was alive, Wu Tang. Everybody up here claims their tribe, and none of the tribes give us pushback, right? Even the one that my family is associated with, uh, they acknowledge their multicultural roots. They've gotten state recognition. They're going up for federal recognition. I have cousins who are very involved with them. I'm just out of the loop. And personally, I'm not going to go impose on them. I'm not going to take on, oh, yeah, I'm such and such. Like, I'm just not going to do that. But I really want them to stop doing that shit. And what I realize is, when I write something, ask a question, tell me about such and such life, right? And they'll come out African American, and I'm talking about the 1700s. It gets to the point where I really have to tell whatever AI system I'm using to do the Google search, right? Um, Call them what they would have been identified as during that time period. Because were they really listed as African American? And it'll come back and say, you're right. They weren't listed as African American. They were primarily mulatto, this, that, and the third.
So when you asking them AI, you go also. We have to start blaming this on Obama. What would they have been called before Obama removed Negro from the census? Like AI needs that information. AI doesn't know. AI is not as smart as you think it is. It's not. AI is programmable. It's a program. It's programmable. So you ask it, what would they have been called prior to Obama taking Negro off of our census records? What would they been like? Blame it on Obama. I think whatever party we start, our initial introduction, 'cause we need people to ask us questions. The best questions to ask is, um, African American has to be removed from our ethnic name because of Barack Obama. You hit those two Democratic points really hard in the face, and our people will ask why. And when they ask why, you give them the reason why what Obama did, how it affects us, and how it started allowing all melanated immigrants to classify as your grandmother and your kin. Like it sounds simple because I could just say it, but this message costs money, and that's why I was saying, for it to be 30 days out, um, the influence isn't that big yet, but it
Yeah.
is large enough to make an impact if strategically done correctly. You got to knock
So
down Obama. You got to knock down African American.
I want to ask you a question realistically, because sometimes, I'm an Aquarius, you an Aquarius too. I think and live inside my head, and sometimes I can have these big visions of grandeur. I want to be realistic from this point on. To get I think Keisha said 45K signatures, and I don't even know where to start, may be a little unrealistic, right? So realistically, you went to media, which is my field, right? Realistically, Simon, if you were me here in New York, just as frustrated as I am, what task would you take on first without strategizing? because we really do need to sit and catch up on some things, Simon. If you didn't read my messages, because you tend to do that when I write. You won't really read them, and you come back with something else. But go ahead. Well, realistically, as somebody who looks at you as an unofficial mentor, because you get pushback on it, what would you tell your mentee to realistically do during this time?
Yeah, I haven't accepted any mentor denominations, but thank you for I guess accepting when I be rambling about some stuff. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. It means a lot. But if I was a mentor and my mentee wanted to run for office, I would say
That was
you
the
have.
letdown, y'all.
I will say you have to plan 12 months ahead.
Hmm.
So whatever you want to plan for, start it now. Don't don't because you have to get your name out there. So
Hmm.
I would say plan 12 months ahead. So 12 months from March is next March. Where do you want to be from now to next March? How do you want people what shows should you be on? I would say you need to go on the Breakfast Club. You need to go on these daily that like these different podcasts, maybe and rep even if the party doesn't exist yet, just say it exists. I ain't gonna hold you at this point. Just say it exists. You with the U.S.
That's the
Freedmen
name of the
Party.
party.
You with the
Oh,
U.S.
the Freeman.
Freedmen. Yeah, whatever. You with the U.S. Freedmen Project Party, the U.S. Freedmen Party, and shit. Just say it. Just say it. Feel me? Just plant. The seed don't gotta
Manifest.
grow. Not for you, but just say it.
Yeah.
It gets people to understand that you have that you're moving from a business to business standpoint. Just say it. Like we gotta be bold with just saying what it is. Also, what I will say is
I'm gonna
to
read your comments,
galvanize those
honey.
signatures. It's I wouldn't say it would be hard to galvanize signatures. I think one person on one weekend can get 1,000 signatures. I'll tell you how to do that in the back channels, but
Okay.
more. I mean, that's how we'll probably, and then I would link up with what Brooke and the Freedmen Project because they in your state. I would just link up with them and say, listen, is it alright if I use your nonprofit as we try to convert this into an actual political party? And I'm pretty sure they rock with you.
Define use. Define use. Like name drop or
Yeah,
define
like
because I don't want to just say use. I gotta have, and not everybody
all
gonna
right. So
let
the
you
term
just
is part. All right.
attach
So the all
yourself
right. The
to
term is
the stuff.
partner. The term is partner. Like, do you
The
mind if I
term.
part?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you mind if I
But
partner? Use the term
mhm.
partner. Do you mind if I partner with with your company's name, as we grow
Okay.
and
Keisha
yeah.
is saying yeah, back chat. Keisha's saying back
Yeah,
chat.
well, just that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Yeah, we'll back chat and stuff like that. But that, I mean, yeah, I only was talking because I know you got a few people in here. I know you real
Yeah, but
tight.
I did put my panels on YouTube, so back
Yeah.
chat. So, Sister Keisha, this I could say, outright. Sister Keisha states we need media to start putting out articles about FBA demands name change from AA or else. Who's up for an interview with me? I am, and Shavu peeked in. I'm starting interviews again. Shavu's gonna be my next interview, y'all. For y'all who are familiar about with him, he's in healthcare, and so I'm gonna focus on why it was important to him to go into healthcare as a young black man, and also how he stands on lineage business on his platform and how he deals with the headaches from these damn New Yorkers always threatening him. Um, but for the most part, okay. So I could be realistic. I could take some of the weight off me. Simon's been telling me forever to take at least a few days to unplug. I do take a few hours and I unplug. Here's where we get to vent and state our next steps without too much strategy, right? So I am media. I did turn this room into a media platform on my YouTube, organic growth. I haven't paid for not one follower. And I'm going on 400 followers. I'm very happy with that. There's always room for improvement. So now I want to start hosting specialized panels on certain days. Who would be down to be permanent panelists? I mean, y'all my permanent followers anyway. My rooms don't get a lot of traction, but I just need yes or no.
I have to be honest with you, BA. So, like, I'm kind of like sometimes shy. I'm not good on the panels. I'm kind of good as a guest. I'm gonna be
No
honest.
problem. I like it when you come through. You know why, Malik? Because I never forget when we first started corresponding about what Cali was going through, what I was going through, and I was trying to find other Cali people to factor into. And I noticed that you're doing pretty well, a lot better than before, right? So you found ways to beat the exhaustion of ethnocide, feeling like FBA presence has been lost in your part of Cali, correct? Los Angeles?
Yeah, it has been lost, and the only way I've been able to find my FBA Angelinos was through, like, yeah, when the start of the delineation movement, because we knew what was up, because they're trying to erase some Black LA history out of here, just like they're trying to do for New York. Because you think about it, we're going through the same thing. We're considered the big market cities. And if you're a foundational Black American from New York and LA, and they erasing you out, that's very frustrating. And then you get into arguments with Tethers who trying to like think they the blueprint of the city, but they never built it.
Exactly. And that's why the theme of my room is always destroying the narrative of Tetherville. Because I be telling people, y'all are giving New York a bad name. And then certain narratives are harmful, saying that we all migrated out of New York. There's no Black Americans here. Like, we got certain narratives are just very harmful. I find it to be harmful to people who are literally doing the work in legislation, right? So let's not undermine those who have always been stomping the yard
Right.
for New York.
And it's the same thing they say for Cali. They be saying there's no Black people in Cali or stuff, or foundation Black Americans in Cali, but you be skipping past a few neighborhoods that we've been in since the very beginning, like when we founded this city, and even during the Great Migration. And they
Thank you
think
for the
it's
Harlem,
always
Chris.
these other groups, like
Yeah.
the Asian Latinos, Armenians, and all these other groups. But it, the FBAs are still here in LA. We're spread out a little bit.
Hmm.
We're just sprinkled in, but we're still in the neighborhoods that we've been in for a long time. It's just
Hmm.
what's causing the episode side is they pushing these other ethnic groups over us, and then
Yes.
we're trying to get those people out of office. And
Yeah.
also I agree with Simon what he said. Like, it's important to get that AA term off of the census so we don't be compared to melanated groups everywhere, and that's nationwide. So we
And
can
it's
get
important. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so we can like get back to having FBA freedmen or Negro on the census.
I think it's important to take the ethnonym Black out of their mouths. I was scrolling. Lately, I've been finding some really good panels from the Caribbean, the African, and well, the Haitians are like Latino Caribbeans, right?
Well, they're
They
still
all have their
Caribbeans. They still are.
yeah. They okay, all right, thank you, Black American House. Hey, Eagles fan. They all have their own problems and they're fighting within themselves. And I got it on tape. So while revenue is up here lying about how they did this for us and that for us, they over there in Jamaica worried because Jamaica has severed ties with Cuba and the program that Cuba had. Trump has something to do with it from what they're saying. And they're worried about food um, quality, meaning now they might get food with pesticides as opposed to it being fresh. They're scared that the medicine won't be the same quality. Some We can't trust them because some was like, oh no, if they trying to do what they did to Venezuela to us, it's going to be a problem. That's why I'll never align with them, never align. That type of talk there about how they'll never really fully trust us. So they're on their guard, which means we should be on ours. But then the Latino Caribbean were going after the Dominicans, Rich Rising, going after the Dominicans and the Mexicans for being racist. And then to each other, meaning, why don't you have any black artists? They call them black, y'all. I ain't call them black. Meaning the Amara La Negras, La Negra
Yeah,
Amara,
Mara Allegra. Yeah, because
right,
she's Cuban or Dominican or something.
right. And they were saying Mexico doesn't, they so racist, they won't even have an artist like Amara La Negra. Like they was really going in on each other. And
Oh, of
then what
course.
So
eventually
so
there
so
was,
right there.
Latin
So
American
so
is
sister
racist.
BX. So sister
yeah.
BX is right there. See, that's
Uh-huh,
what I'm trying to tell you. These caucuses that just run their mouth, they don't. Nobody's listening to them, right?
uh-huh.
They're not. No one cares what they're talking about. So when we say that they have a media presence, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors because these people are not popular. No one listens to nobody, and so that's why I'll be trying to encourage you, sister. Don't sit so close to the TV to think that just because someone is in a chair, that throne isn't being uh over like that chair isn't being overthrown by the actual people that are listening. Nobody cares about when immigrants talk because all immigrants have their own agenda separate from each other. And I'm not going to say too much, but that's where I think we get distracted. We think that these immigrants are united. They don't know nothing about unity at all. Their unity was held together by us pretending to be Africans. When we was being $5 Africans, that was all the
Yeah.
unity they was doing. If we're not pretending to be a $5 African, there's no unity ever coming for them. And now that's we do need to.
No,
I'm just
I
not.
get what you're saying,
I
Simon. But at the end of the day, they all benefit from their people that's in office. Well, I can speak for New York, specifically the Bronx. It's a lot of Latino representatives, right? Now, I'm not going to say they don't do their work. So if I believe in paper trails. So if I send them an email and don't get a response by a certain time or a phone call, I send them a follow up and they usually help me. They have helped me with Con Ed. They have helped me with my slumlord. Like, so they will do their job. But the fact of the matter remains, they're not helping us enough where we're getting funding specifically for us. Like, they're getting ESL classes specifically for them. They're getting whatever type of funding specifically for
That's it.
them. Like, so that's what I mean. But while on this app, though, they have the platform where they're coming at us for being what they call divisive, but they got so many other issues. That's all I'm saying, Simon. Simon always with his. I may
Right.
not be up when you come back, Simon, but I still need a back chat conversation with you. Yeah.
And
That
you know one thing, BX, all these melanated groups have in common they very tribal with each other.
yeah.
And then at the same time, when things don't go their way, they gotta take their anger out on FBAs all the time. That's what all these different ethnic groups have in common. Show their hatred towards the FBA freedmen.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
then you know what? The only way they gonna try to throw off our unity is they want us to get us in this fake rainbow coalition, so they can like get their agenda out there, and we're not falling for that no more.
Not at all.
And they ops
Not at
too.
all. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I got a lot of mucus. I gotta start taking my herbal teas again.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
you.
What was you gonna say?
But you know what? Like the one thing also we gotta be careful is our homegrown coons who try to get us in this rainbow coalition type of mess just to throw off our unity. We gotta also push those out the way because they be worse just like the tethers too.
Yeah. I know the Pan Africans for us who are of the lineage. Pan Africans on the whole are problematic, but the ones really of our lineage are even more problematic because somebody over our reparations hearings in New York, Dr. Ron Daniels, says that he'll never leave out Sidney Poitier's descendants or who's the other one? Harry Belafonte. Meanwhile, they got Capricorn to fight for their issues. So I'm just like, I get what Simon's saying, but I think that we can never take our eye off of even the local people because they really said they would never like trust us and that it would really be a problem if that's why they feel a certain way about us. And it's just like, we got to really know what their community is really thinking about with us. Oh, there was like a protest in Manhattan the other day, and somebody threw a like a boom boom at them. I was watching the
Oh,
newscast
really?
on here. Yeah, you'll probably be able to see it if
I
you
gotta
click
see it.
Manhattan protest. Like search up on TikTok Manhattan protest or Manhattan protest gets BOMB'd. Because I really did see that earlier when I was scrolling. Good morning, my Nola, my favorite Creole. How are you this morning?
Hey, so Nola.
You all late. I'm getting ready to shut down. I did my power couple for today, Hannah and Isaac Till. They are foundational Black American. Hannah Till was listed and identified as Indigenous and Black American. She was
Oh,
born in
cool.
Delaware, but her enslavers brought her to New York, and they became activists, and they were like one of the first to self what they called it manumission, go through self manumission, which is just another way to say they brought their freedom, and they started advocating for their people. Yep.
And you know what? We gotta give love to Delaware anyway, because that's also one of the first original states that started off the United States. And there's a lot of FBA history in Delaware. We gotta give love to, and there's a deep connection with our FBAs in Delaware too. That played a
Yeah.
role too. That moved to New York too, and the Phillies and all that stuff, and New
Yeah.
Jersey. Same with like Cali too. A lot of
Yeah.
like the original ancestors, like for Cali, came like out of the Utah. They ended up migrating to California too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might do me a research too on a black FBA couple from California going back to the 1700s up to like the 19th century.
Yeah, search all time periods, all time periods. We don't have to stay stuck in modern day history. But I'm gonna acknowledge Sister Keisha's comment. Are you saying they unalived Sister Keisha? But they were two were boom booms, like BOMB at a protest in New York, and they screamed out Allah. I don't even know if I can say it. You know how the Muslim call Allah Akbar or something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
Allah to part. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. Yeah, like Muslims don't get a lot of credit though for a lot they for standing on business because they always keep up with what's going on globally and even here in the FBA community. They don't get a lot of credit. That's another shout out I want to give. Give a shout out to the Black Muslims for standing on FBA business and Black business in general.
Yes. They planted two, nobody unalived. Okay, thank you. They planted two boom booms. Nobody was unalived. That's per Sister Keisha. Oh, follow Thorough Black Talk Worldview. That's Sister Keisha's platform. Then that's her name on all platforms, I believe. Her YouTube full of history. Full of history.
Full of
Please follow
history.
her. Yes.
Okay, okay, I'll follow her then.
Especially New York history, right? History of Pan Africanism and why she's no longer Pan African, but and she stomps the yard. What she calls herself an on code foundational Black American. That's the first shirt I seen her in when I met her down by the African American Day Parade.
Oh,
Eagles
nice.
fan, yeah. Eagles fan says six people arrested after two suspicious devices were ignited watching on YouTube. Is that in New York, Eagles? Because New York was placed on alert the other day, but it wasn't too much of a to do about it. But now I'm seeing that some people had got boomed, and one was as young as 19. I'm like, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's too much going on in your
Thank you for
city.
the life, Manola. Oh yeah, they're upset. Okay, thank you. Eagles fan says yes. They're upset, and I just think that ice is moving too slow for me. The video says it's from a day ago. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you be careful out there. You know, stay like make sure you stay out the way and don't get caught in that mess. You know, that ice raid mess.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have children that ride the train. Oh, and Keisha says, yes, near Gracie Mansion, the two guys caught were from Philadelphia. So two from Philadelphia not migrated, but came here just to do that. And 19 years old.
Ugh,
That's
crazy.
crazy. That is
Think
really crazy.
things be too close. Like,
Yeah. It's not ice moving slow. These people are being protected. Being protected by who? The judges and stuff, Nola? Oh yeah, because they get all types of court cases and stays and stuff. Hey, Deoda. You need to put Deoda King / Halo. That's what you need to put. Because Halo gonna be all up on that page. If that ain't Halo right there behind that picture. Gotta tell you. I'm on to y'all now. I told you how oh yeah, you did tell me. Let me hear. Who's that?
Hey, VS.
Okay, hey Deola, how are you?
She don't want to say that.
Why?
I don't
We
know
don't
why she
know she
don't
back
want to
there.
talk to you. Yell at her,
She go.
VS.
That is not the case. Why you gotta
What
do?
she say? I can hear
all right.
you whispering, Halo.
Oh yeah. Hey, BS. I'm about to get ready to go. I'm about to go to an appointment real quick.
Okay, no problem, no problem. I'm gonna sit here and bother Halo and Deoda until they drop.
What's up with me? She out there.
Hey, and
But
look,
no,
y'all came just in time. Look at the prompt. It says Black Love Power
oh,
Couple Day. This is a sign.
What's inspired you to do this?
we probably inspired her.
Sister Keita did. Sister Keita did. I had my prompt made before I found out y'all was together in Texas. Yeah, yeah. I did. I got two prompts made. One for today and one for tomorrow. I was doing 2 days out of Women's History Month, dedicating it to Black love. Look at Nola's comment. Halo
Look,
says, "What the
hey,
hell?"
wait.
Halo, what
Oh
the
my
hell?
god.
Well, y'all so giddy. How long this been going on?
Why you looking at me?
Oh, while I'm looking at you, because you don't want to tell
You
her.
tell her.
Okay, so we've been talking since my birthday. We made it official around I say a little under a month ago, but we just not seeing each other for the first time this weekend. So she want to show she been
Okay, you doing too
she
much.
been bullying me all weekend, Miss BS.
What she
She
did?
been
Bully you?
she been bullying me, right? So look, I'm not used to taxes. So she been screaming at me because the GPS gave me the wrong directions. It
Man.
told me to pull right because it was going to Family Dollar. So it
Uh-huh.
told me to pull right at Eagle Creek. Turns out I've never even had to go to Eagle Creek to begin with, and I'm sitting there like, "Damn, I need you to give me the right directions because I don't know nothing about Texas." And she been yelling at me.
That's a lie.
Oh. And Sister
Yeah, I've been
Keisha
beating
says
on
she's
them.
so
You do too
happy for
much.
y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been beating
Oh,
on them.
but no,
Yeah,
Miss
stop that,
BS,
Halo. Talk
Miss
about
BS,
you.
Miss BS.
Yes.
You get the invite to this wedding, right?
I know, I
Just,
know. And the baby
just,
shower. And
and
I
the
better be
baby
the first
shower.
godmother. Well, I'll probably be the second or third because she got to pick a family member or her best friend first. and then I'll be the next baby. What is it? Godmother. I said baby. Y'all gonna have a baby. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? Baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now y'all doing too much. Now you doing too much.
It's time to start over, Halo. You know you
No,
gotta.
no.
My
Uh,
aunt told me. She said, "Don't you have all these kids out of wedlock? Cause you gotta give a baby to your husband. That's just what wives do, Halo.
exactly. Exactly.
Traditional wives. And they say Black Americans are basically conservative. What do you think conservative means?
Yeah. I told her we was gonna get
VX,
this.
VX, you've been hyping his head up ever since.
Yeah, I told her we gonna get married first, then have children. And she
The
knows me.
perfect.
So thank you for confirming this.
Yes, yes, I'm the confirmer today.
Yeah, because
Hmm
you have been hyping this up ever since the beginning. I noticed
I,
that.
I like that. I like that. He is head over heels for you, Halo. Hmm And look at Eagle Span. He about to hype Dayota up more too. He said, "That's good. Black
Mr.
love is
Eagle.
powerful. Congrats and much respect. Peace, family."
Thank you, Mr. Eagle. Mr. Eagle, cool, man. He barely be coming up on stages, though, man. I be missing Mr. Eagle. He'll
I
come
think
up
this
on
is the
stage.
perfect book. This is the Valentine's Day room. Look at this. Look at the color scheme, the elegant writing, the couple back there, all nice and glistening. They ain't even ashy. You know what
They ain't
I'm
even asking.
saying?
We've been we we've been happy all weekend. She
Oh
been
man.
glowing.
Oh my God.
She been
Okay,
glowing.
I
shut up.
told you she
Like,
was glowing
I was
yesterday.
like, Miss VS called it out correct because I was like, you
Oh
really
my.
is glowing, and it was dark in that car yesterday. So the fact that you pulled off that glow, insane.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
pushing it. Okay.
Well, how long you gonna be in Texas, Diella?
I'm, I'm leaving Wednesday.
Aw, don't stay away too long because she
Um,
gonna come up here and tear TikTok up if she don't
I
have you
Oh
to
know.
my
distract
God.
her.
I I know. That's why we kind of make it a little round right now. So
Uh-huh.
we about to go off and be in love. So we just want to stop by and say hey.
Oh my
Well, thank
God.
you. Thank
What?
you for visiting my platform.
Because I love her TBS. You think I'm not from the top?
That's
Aw.
not what you
Hey,
saying.
what you back there saying, Halo? You love Auntie BX too,
Yes, I,
shit.
I do. I do. Lola rubbing it in too. I see.
We all gonna rub it in.
That is so sweet, though. It is sweet. She really did have a glow, and I'm happy to see that glow. She deserves happiness, y'all.
I know she definitely does, and I told her I'm gonna bring it to her.
All right, now go on mute, cause that I'm gonna bring it to her. That didn't sound too. I'm too old for that type of talking now, deal. Okay.
Yes,
Oh my God.
I love y'all though. But I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. I have been up for over an hour, right? And I think everybody other platforms are up and Simon got carried away somewhere else. But I love y'all all for real. Thank you for the likes and the gifts. My room is private, so I do not share it. You can't share it out. And I'm happy that the lovebirds stopped by, and I believe they're both Aquarians. This will be very interesting. Hopefully, they'll stop by maybe next month or next visit and give us the update. Yep, yep. So, with that said, I want to wish everybody a blessed day and love, peace, light, and reparations to my foundational Black Americans or anybody of the lineage who could identify as such. I love us for real. Be one family. Peace.
For you, EX the storyteller, bringing the spark. No one does it better. EX, you've heard the rest, but she's the best. Yeah, she's the best. Oh, from ancient tales to modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.